Most people think making pizza at home can be time consuming, gotta buy all these ingredients, can be expensive. I'm gonna show you that we can make pizza at home that's gonna be delicious, inexpensive, and we're actually gonna make zucchini, that's right, the dull, boring vegetable, the star of the show. So with that, let's get started. Hi, I'm Jade Eagles, financial advisor at The Wealth Garden. Let's redefine expectations about pizzas. Let's get away from the meat lovers, the pepperoni sausage. In fact, in Italy, if you ask for a pepperoni pizza, it ain't coming out with meat. It's gonna come out with peppers. Let's look now down here, Pete, what we're gonna be cooking with today. So I've made some homemade pizza bases. We'll get to that later, and we'll do a recipe for this. You can just easily use anything from a simple naan, a pita bread, or anything like that. I like my recipe. I'm a little biased, so I think this will be nice there. I don't like a thick crust. I like a thin crust. Sorry if I've offended anyone. I think a thin crust is better. Let's just say that. We've also got the star of the show, the zucchini there. We're gonna be slicing these into little thin ribbons, okay? And then drizzling it with a bit of olive oil, some lemon zest here. We're gonna add, some Parmesan cheese. We've got some feta cheese there for the saltiness. And for you, Pete, yes, we're gonna be adding some bacon there as well. So, have you ever had pizza with zucchini on it before, Pete?
Never.
All right. We're gonna have some chilies and some fresh mint once it comes out of the oven, okay? So let's get into it then. All right, so let's kind of get started. I'm gonna put my breads over here. Let's make two of them there for you and me there, Pete. So I'm gonna get my bowl there. Let's get our zucchinis. And as I said, we're just going to top and tail the ends there. Probably need a little bowl there for those. And then I'm just gonna do these thin ribbons of it. I'm wanting it to make it thin, like with a mandolin like that. And hopefully over the cooking time there, it's gonna get like a little crust to it as well there, okay? I know that obviously the zucchini can be very boring, but if there's any gardeners out there, like myself, who've maybe overplanted zucchinis in their time, you're gonna end up with way too many zucchinis. You don't have that many friends that you can get rid of them. And so this recipe here is a really great way of using up at least the outer part of the zucchini. I'm gonna save the inner part. The reason why I'm only using the outer part there, I don't know. I like to see, can you see that, Pete? I like to see, the little dark green ribbon on the outside and then with the white there. So I'm gonna be saving the inner core part where the seeds are. And maybe we can kind of then shred that down later on for another recipe. Mix it with a bit of cheese, stuff a bit of chicken breast with that, panko crust, beautiful. So there we've got our ribbons of zucchini, okay? We're gonna add to that some pepper over here, Pete. I brought this little bad boy all the way over from Australia with me in a shipping container. I wasn't in the shipping container, of course, but let's kind of grind that up. There you go. I like a good healthy dose of that. Let's get that in there. Just normal kosher salt is great. I like to use a salt from Australia, Murray River sea salt. It's got a nice little flake. Add that there. And then a bit of olive oil. When you're doing this, don't be like my mother. I think my mum really likes this recipe. However, she made the mistake of doing the ribbons of zucchini a bit too early and then dressing it with the oil. You'll quickly find out that the zucchini will start disintegrating and then it's just a mesh. I was not a happy son when she made that. So you can definitely make it ribbons ahead of time, but don't put the olive oil. In fact, probably don't even put the salt on it as well there, okay? Just gonna mix that up with our hands. Get in there, Pete. Just wanna get that oil, salt, pepper all through it, okay? Just kind of be really gentle fingers here, tickling it, I guess. Look at that there. Beautiful, nice and gloss. You know what? I am gonna add, I think I said at the start, I'm gonna do lemon in two ways in it. So I've just got a nice and beautiful lemons off the tree, off the neighbor's tree actually. And then I'm just gonna zest that. Just gently. We don't want to go into the white part of it. We just really want the outside because the inner part can be like a little bit more tart and stuff like that. All right, we're just gonna dress that in there, mix that through. Zucchinis are dirt cheap. I think it's because they just keep on, reproducing and stuff like that. So the bases now, let's get a little bit of tomato on that. I just use a simple tomato paste. I don't like a wet sauce. I feel like it makes the base go a little bit soft there. As I said with the bases, I've made these already at home. I actually did them on the barbecue this morning. That's another fun way of getting a bit more darkness to it. Don't be shy and be scared of having, some burnt spots on your pizzas. I'd prefer it that way. So that's how I'm making it. So if you come over for a dinner party at my house, expect it to have some char, because I think it adds flavor. As you can see there, we've just got like a small little bit of tomato paste there, covering majority of it. Actually, maybe a little bit more. So let's add a little bit of cheese to that there. So we're just going to add a little, just to, gently cover the base. All right, so about that should be sufficient. And then we're going to, gently lay these on. I want to be really gentle and light, just allowing the air to get underneath there to help, crisp it up there. We don't want to overload it with too many ingredients, as I said earlier. But God, doesn't that look already fantastic? I could eat it like itself. All right, maybe just one more. All right, so we've got quite a few more of those. To that, what we're going to do now is I'm going to put the bacon on at the last part, just to keep it more up higher. If we're only trying to cook it for 10 minutes, it will allow it fully to properly cook in that time. I don't want to bury it down there seeing it's raw. So let's add some feta cheese. This is Greek feta. Gently crumb them up. I know you can just obviously easily at the store get pre-crumbed feta. I'm not a fan of it. I don't want someone to tell me how big my feta cubes are going to be. So I like to get the block of it. That way I get to control. And I also like the feeling of this. I'm crunching that, by the way, or smashing it with my fingers. All right. Is that looking good there? All right, Pete, you like chili on your pizzas?
Not as much.
All right, excellent. We both like our chili. It's good to see there. These aren't serranos or a hot chili. It's all I could find in the store at the time. So we'll just gently cut them into ribbons. Cutting off the back of your hand there. That way you can, always avoid, cutting off your fingers there, like my dad. Lay them on top there. He actually didn't cut off his fingers. He's missing his fingers, but that's another whole story there. So, all right, look at that. It's looking beautiful. To that, let's slice up some bacon, Pete's favorite pizza ingredient. There's a private school across the road that they have a pig, had a pig in their kids' playground. So this is him right here. Or is that not appropriate to say? Poor little piggy. So just lay a few of those down there. I'm going to go more lighter on mine. This pizza just tastes great even without the bacon. In fact, that's, I think, where I first found it without bacon. But I do like a little bit of bacon as well, or some meat. But it's an easy one to accommodate if you've got a vegan friend or a vegetarian friend too, and I think that they will still definitely enjoy it. Or the ones that I know have always enjoyed it. Or maybe they're just very courteous to me. So it's coming together there. What we want to do is to finish it off, a bit more parmesan cheese, put it in the oven. Actually, I'll put a bit of olive oil on top of it to help with like the caramelization. Maybe put a bit of pepper and salt, and then we'll put it in the oven for 8 to 10 minutes. All right. You hungry, Pete? All right. You can pick up the chilies though, can't you? So you should be fine. Let's add a little salt. Not too much, because we've got the salt and bacon there. Little pepper. And just a really thin stream of that oil. As you can see there, just a really little bit. So as I said, that's going to be about 8 to 10 minutes in the oven. So let's get it in there, and so we can get it out into our gobs, okay? 10 minutes is up. Let's get the pizzas out of the oven. Pete, over here. All right, let's pull those bad boys out. We've got the oil starting to come out of the bacon there. Some nice little crispiness of the zucchini. I'm seeing some browning there. Some mint. So I plucked some earlier, but look, I leave some of the stalks personally. This is going to give it a nice little vibrant flavor. Mint's like a bloody weed in the garden. So if you've got it, it should be easy to grow. You shouldn't have any trouble with that. It's going to be the final little bit of garnish on top of the pizza here. Get that pizza off. Let's go with a bit of mint there on top. And then a final little bit of lemon zest over the top. And let's make sure this is going to crunch. I already know it is. Oh yeah, there it is. Oh, look at that. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this recipe and maybe found a way to incorporate zucchini on your next pizza. If you like this, make sure you subscribe. Also, go check out my partner Josephi's educational videos that you can also find on YouTube. Thanks for joining and see you next time.